1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, hello. Good. So, going back again. Okay. We tried Zoom, but Zoom doesn't allow you for free to connect more than 3 people. But thank you, Yoni, for the suggestion. Yes, I thought about it to try it, but unfortunately, the Zoom doesn't allow you, and it based not more than 3 people. It allows you to live only for 40 minutes. So yes. So going back, as I said, according to the Holy Scriptures, the king of Arad, united with other Canaanite tribes, blocked the passage for the Israelites. And the Holy Scripture go like that. When the Canaanite king of Arad, who lived in the Negev, heard that Israel was coming along the road to Atarim, he attacked Israel and captured some prisoners. For your information, this is Numbers 21:1. Israelites are turning to God for help, and they defeat the Canaanite tribes. It's back again. I'm. It shows me that I'm live, and you should be able to hear me. Sure? Just a second. Let me see. Hold on. How about now? Okay. So going back just for a second, according to Holy Scriptures, the king of Arad, united with other Canaanite tribes, blocked the passage for the Israelites. And the Israelites are turning to God for help, and they defeat tribes. So Numbers 21:3 tell us the Lord heard the voice of Israel and delivered up the Canaanites. Then they utterly destroyed them and their cities. Thus the name of the place was called Hormah. These events caused Moses to lead Israelites south to the Red Sea, passing by the lands of Edom from south and east. Israelites succeeded in entering Canaan from the side of Jericho, but as I said, it was already after the death of Moses and under the lead of Joshua ben Nun. The desert climate preserved the city to our days, but there is one question remaining, which nobody can answer as well. No indication in the Holy Scriptures about what could happen. As we said, Arad wasn't destroyed or burned. All the population disappeared at once, never returned. Why? If we would suggest that the whole population went out against Joshua and they all were killed, so there should be the place where they died. We should find this huge place with a lot of corpse. And even if we can't find it for some reason, there should be some earlier cemetery. They should be burying their dead. Some burial culture present of these people that live there. But no, nothing is present. They couldn't find anything. Suggestion, like, of course, in the scientific world, they don't like to talk about, aliens coming and taking all of Arad somewhere, or that they would miraculously teleport somewhere. So, like, the main thought, again, it's a thought because nobody can prove anything at this point. The main suggestion is that everybody abandoned Arad due to some kind of plague. Lack of cemetery is explained by probable culture of burying people outside the city, carrying them far, far away from the city and burying them, which has some logical meaning because if you don't have, if you don't have water, and if you're burying your dead within the vicinity of the town, the corpse might cause some diseases. The thing is, in order for the corpse to cause diseases, you need them to be in contact with water that afterwards would be drank by people. Because, for example, you're burying it somewhere where the underground floods are pushing the corpse and would carry it with it somewhere else. Like, this is all suggestions and suggestions that nobody can prove against another suggestions. So this is just a theory. Maybe some sacral necropolis would be discovered later in the future, and then the mystery would be solved, and very simply. But until now, they tried to dig everywhere they could. Nothing was found. People that lived in Arad were highly developed and organized, as I told you. We understand it's not only by looking on the architectures and walls, but during the excavation they found a lot of jewelry and tools and an unbelievable thing. I forgot to add it to the slide, so I'll show it to you just in my browser. So they found an unbelievable thing, which is the miniature copy of the Arad house. Here in Google to show you. Here it is. So this is a miniature copy of Arad house. We don't know why did they do it and what was the cause of this miniature copy, but it's so small, like a toy house. So it could be a toy house. It could be used by some in a religious cult. For example, in Tel Ashkelon, they found what they think is the idols of Baal. Baal, if you remember, I told you the last time, was the Canaanite god that was depicted in form of. So they found this like toy bulls, and some people suggest that their religion was forcing them to build also a house for such a toy bull. So maybe in Arad, it's like two people. In Tel Ashkelon, you have toy bulls. In Tel Arad, you have a toy Arad house. And probably we couldn't find a toy bull in Arad for some reason. And this bull probably lived in this house. Very possible, very possible, especially possible for the scientists that think that the reason why Jews built the temple, because the temple in Judaism is also called the house of God. So they also try to correlate it with the earlier Canaanite religions. You can believe it, you cannot believe. There is nothing on the ground that you can prove one or another. There was, of course, there was a cultural contact between Jews and Canaanites. Besides that, you cannot say definitely anything. So this is one of the suggestions. If you believe it, you're welcome. If not, it's not a tragedy because there is nothing you can prove. So this is about the this actually, yeah, small miniature of art house you can also see in the National Museum of Israel in Jerusalem. And besides everything, tourists almost never go to the National Museum of Israel. The only way I was told on the course to take a tourist to the if my tour for some reason has to be changed. For example, there is a sudden rain, we cannot visit some sites in Jerusalem we plan to visit, so I'll take my tourist to the National Museum of Jerusalem. But in fact, there is a lot of interesting things to see. Huge collection. Besides ancient antiques and archaeology, there is also the huge art collection. And you can also see they actually evacuated synagogues from different part of the world. So you could see the interior of some Italian, Spanish synagogues or Cyprus synagogues and so on and so forth. They literally evacuated the whole interior and rebuilt it inside. And a huge art collection as well. I'm not fond of art and especially modern art, but if you are, there's a lot to see there just in case you visited. So yeah, let's go on. So when you walk over the ancient Arad and you understand that all you see around was actually built 5,000 years ago, you might feel cold in your back even if the temperature is plus 38 Celsius. Though the most popular touristic season is summer, I especially suggest you to go to winter, as we are residents. We are not like having, a summer vacation when like and they visit here because of that. We can go in winter, and it's better to go in winter to Tel Arad for several reasons. First, it's hot. Now you can see the aerial picture of Tel Arad taking from the satellite of Google Maps. There is no cover, middle of the desert. It's hot. Your skin will say thank you if you go there in winter. This is first. Second, in winter time, there is a small period when the desert is actually flourishing. I'm not speaking about desert vegetation that exists there every time. Like there is a desert vegetation, those plants that are sucking the water when there is this rare rain, and they keep it inside of them to survive. These plants are not beautiful. They are very, very, modest, so to say, the desert vegetation. But when in winter you have this crazy floods, when they stop, there is still time until the water in the ground, and it lets normal vegetation to grow, and you actually see the desert flourishing. When I saw it, I couldn't believe I see the desert. It looked like field with grass and different flowers and all these bees flying around. It's beautiful. It's a very, very short but I really, really suggest you to see it. Again, if you want to know when it's gonna happen, it's better to call oh my god, how they call it? I forgot. I totally forgot how they call it. Bureau of Israel. I'll check it for you for the next time. It's probably Meteorology Bureau of Israel. You can check when are the floods in different areas, and they will tell you for sure if you can go and hike, for example, in the desert or not. And they can also tell you when they expect the desert to flourish as well. So again, I actually suggest you to go in winter. If you still decide to go to Tel Arad in summer, which I don't suggest, So be prepared. First of all, you need to have a hat that will cover your head for sure. Have very comfortable shoes. Don't take new shoes into such places. And you need to have at least water, liter and a half, and you need to sip it every 10 minutes because there is a big risk of dehydration if you forget about it. You don't feel it, and it's a general rule when you're taking tours around Israel and Mediterranean. You need a hat, you need comfortable shoes, and you need to have a bottle of water to drink it. And now, as I promised you, I will send you the brochure with maps of Arad. I will also send you the link. This is the link on the website of the National Parks of Israel. You can explore it. This is actually the you can see it right now. Hold on. So this is the link of the Tel Arad National Park, and here is, hold on, how should I, here it is. I'll also send you the brochure with map, just in case. Where they download it, hold on, hold on, hold on. Here it is. Here you go. On the site, unfortunately, on the website, the brochures are only in Hebrew, but on the site, I can assure you, you have them in English and you have them in Russian, probably in Spanish as well. Spanish and French are those languages when sometimes you don't have the brochures in national parks. It really depends, but a brochure in English for sure. The brochure also talks about the Iron Age Arad. I'm not touching it again for the reason of chronology. As you chronologically to the Iron Age, we get back to Arad one more time just to talk about the Iron Age. For now, this is it. Any questions? If you have something I could elaborate more, I'm here for you. Please ask your question. I'm here. You're welcome, Diana. Yes, it's cool. It's the cool one of the cool. Very very much. Okay, guys. Then see you next time, and we will talk about Tel Megiddo. This is already in the north. It's where I live, but it's also very important major parts of the Bronze Age. And I hope I'll call to my internet company. I could speed up my output because I think the problems that we have is because of my internet output. because when they provide, they carry only about your download speed because you're downloading websites. But since I'm making live, so I share output speed. So I try to fix this as well. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time again. If you later on, if you just private message me, I'll be very happy to answer it. And see you next time. See you next Friday. Bye bye.